Hello everyone, welcome back to the KMTRADERS channel. So this is a crypto weekly analysis volume 4. Again, we're just going to give you some of our thoughts for the up and coming week or so. So what we're looking at with Bitcoin, again, what we looked at last week was just pretty much a wedge pattern. We see that breakout. It pretty much retested it but failed to do so. Now we've got an expanded expanded wedge now. So I don't really like that setup, how it looks on the, in a wedge pattern form. But ultimately, what we're just waiting for is for price to just push lower than this low. And essentially, we're just waiting for price to get lower than 28k, but we just need to wait for price to exhaust towards the upside and then push lower. So I'm not entirely too sure if this is the move that will actually descend. Again, I'm looking at this from a long-term trader's view rather than scalping it on for each move, as I say for Forex. But this is like I said again, is just looking at the higher time frame perspective, monthly, weekly, daily even perspective. So again, this is why that I'm going to be talking about a lot of the moves, but it's going to take a long time for that to develop. So again, we just have to stay patient and wait for that 20k mark, 28k mark towards the downside, and then we're going to have to wait for that reaction and really then see if price wants to start to rally up towards the upside, and then we can start to discuss that bullish move that we are anticipating throughout this month or so. So yeah, that's pretty much where I stand with that, and you can already tell that this is already going to take a long time just because of this whole consolidation really area that we're in. This is all sideways moving action right now. There's nothing too important right here, but usually this is where where price is trying to start to get those investors in, and it'll start to push up higher, and then it'll trap people, and they're the things you're going to have to wait and just stay really mindful and patient for. So yeah, so let's move on to now Ripple. So we started to see price move much more towards the downside this week. Again, what we're waiting for is potential price to push up higher and then to drop off, but ideally what we want to do in the long run is just to get lower than this low here and then watch price rally up towards the upside. Again, that's the long-term bias. So if, for example, this starts to just push lower and break this low, then that's perfect. That's where we want to do. That's where we want price to come to, and then we can just start to discuss our next move, which is the rally towards the upside. But just basing the how price is just moving over right now, I think that it does have a potential to push up higher and then drop off. So that's where anticipating price to do so, it can give you some clues of what is capable of lying ahead. So if we'd start to anticipate price to potentially move up, that could be people getting trapped in and thinking that this is now the bull run, when in actual fact it's just a trap for price to rally and push lower. So I think that there is a capability of price pushing lower, and that's just simply tying the dominance with Bitcoin really. And you'll see that with the other coins too. So having a look at Cardano, what we can see is that the similar situation is we're waiting for price to push lower still. Again, there has been a sell-off here very nicely, very slowly though through the week. So again, we're just matching this up with that consolidation on a lower frame, even in this range, between 1.16 and 1.13, sorry, 1.3, within this area, price has just been a range bound point really. So all we're doing is just waiting for price to drop lower, potentially into the $1 mark, and that's where we could see price rally onwards to the upside. So that's all I really wanted to discuss for that. If we take a look at Litecoin, what we can do here is we're just waiting for again price to push lower. Again, the ultimatum is that we just want price to break lower than this low. We can see that we've got the intermediate downtrend here long term we just want to see price just push lower than this, and then we can just push it out towards the downside. You know, we just move it lower and lower. But yeah, this is just a potential trend line where people think that this is now the bull run, but I think that there is a capability of price pushing lower. So we could even look at the 4,000 to 3,000 mark potentially, but until price gets to here, that's when we can start to discuss where price wants to go, and then we can look at that bull run. Let's look at Ethereum. Again, similar situation. We're just waiting and staying patient for price to just push lower. So whether that price wants to push up higher and then drop lower, that's obviously a possible outcome. So, you know, price does something like this and then drop low, something that can happen. But again, you know, we're staying patient and waiting for price to come lower than this. And as you can see, there's no real key sign of any bullish momentum really here at all. So I don't think that the price has the ability to push up high just yet, but we'll see what happens. And you know, we'll just stay patient with this. And finally, coming to with Dogecoin. Again, what we're looking at is for price to drop lower, so break this low into the 20 cents range. We can see that we've drawn our intermediate short-term uptrend that's technically broken. So you know, we can, you know, you can even hover this and put it in a lower, a lighter color. So now we can, our focus is just this downtrend now. Put it in a darker one so it's a bit more obvious. And yeah, ultimately we're just waiting for price to, you know, get lower and lower. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if price starts to break up higher and then drop low. You know, that is obviously another, you know, concept and another potential scenario. But again, we're aiming for price to drop lower and into 20 cents to the 10 cents region, and I'm not saying it will definitely go here and then flip. What we do have to make sure that we do what we have to make sure that we do is just wait for price to get here, and then we can start to line up our trades and just get a bit more patient with it. So again, I hope you can see that there is a lot more patience involved right now, and that there needs to be a lot more time for price to get lower really. So let's just stay patient with this, obviously, and it's been a nice run while we've had this bearish correction, and how price has just been selling off and retracing. So you know, start of May has just been the place where price has just been pushing. So June has kind of just been the recovery, but we'll see what happens over the next few days and over the next few weeks or so. I think it will probably take so we'll just have to obviously just stay with this one and just wait on it. So yeah, that will be all from us throughout this week for the crypto analysis. Again, it's just gonna I know it's just been quite repetitive, but it is pretty much a very similar story for the next week or so until we actually start to break those lows that we've mentioned out in the video. There's not really too much that we've spoke any different from last week. That's the total truth. But you know, this is the part of longer term investments that they take a lot of long time. So if you are interested in any short-term moves and short-term trading, potentially you could even consider looking into Forex. And you know, we do cover majority of our pairs that we trade on this channel, and the full market analysis and those individual videos as well. So you definitely have a look into that. And again, if you do have any other questions, feel free to let me know. But if you are interested, like I said, in the Forex, we do have a trading group that you can join. That link is in the description. But yeah, if you do have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Yeah, that would be all. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for all of our future analysis update videos. So thank you very much for listening, guys, and we'll see you all in our next YouTube video.